Welcome to the Open University's Open Up Your Learning podcast series. In this series, we talk to experts around the university to shine a light on different ways the OU can help organisations widen access to learning and deliver flexible education that is shaped around both the employer and the learner. Welcome to this Open University podcast exploring the university's MA MSc Open, also informally known as an Open Masters. My name is Martin Couzins, a corporate learning journalist, and together with an expert panel from the OU, we will be looking at how this innovative new multidisciplinary Masters qualification works and how businesses can use it to develop workforce skills. I'd like to introduce our panel. Today, I'm joined by Qualification Manager Jay Rickson. Hi, Jay.
Hello, nice to be here. Thank you.
Payam Rezai, who's the Qualification Director. Hi, Payam.
Hello.
And last but not least, Simon Tyndall. Hi, Simon.
Hi, Martin.
So we're going to kick off today looking at the MA MSc Open and what it is. So, Payam, could you start by telling us about the programme, what it is, what led to its development, and what makes it unique in the sector?
Well, yes, of course. Thank you, Martin. Well, you've already talked about it being an open Masters. It's an innovative new multidisciplinary Masters, and it's highly bespoke to the student. That means it offers flexibility and choice. Now, students can personalize their program of study across a range of disciplines and pursue professional development in areas linked to their interests, employment needs, or professional goals. If you like, it serves two purposes. It recognizes that careers in the world today often cross traditional boundaries, and it's ideal for those interested in broadly related fields of study. It's particularly suited to those who want to develop a range of transferable skills associated with a postgraduate study, but also to tailor their academic studies to include professional development modules, for example, in leadership and management, strategy, innovation, CPD. But it also serves those who may not have a specific career goal in mind, but wish to gain a master's that allows them to expand their subject knowledge as part of their lifelong learning. So some students are studying purely out of personal interest.
Why is this qualification particularly well suited to people who are already in work and have a degree?
I think it allows the individual learner to combine both career goals and their own objectives and career opportunities with some personal interests. And I think along with all OU courses, they're designed very much for students or learners to balance the demands of the coursework in conjunction with other commitments like work and family. So the module approach, the time flexibility, we typically allow up to 7 years to complete a master's qualification, really allow people to plan their studies around their other commitments.
And how does the programme align to the shift to more flexible ways of learning in the workplace that we're beginning to see?
Well, we're only a few days in or a few weeks into the new normal, and already we've seen rapid changes in expectations around work. I think combined with that is, the current crisis will only further accelerate the notion of continual lifelong learning, that need to be adaptable, that need to build skills throughout your working career, rather than the more traditional model of a number of years of study and then an awful lot of working thereafter. So I think the program aligns to that shift, again, because the whole modular structure, it just has that increased flexibility of a wide variety, allowing the employee to bespoke their qualification to their particular goals and needs.
And in terms of, what's in it for them, what would an MA MSc Open qualification show about an employee?
I think obviously there's the achievement of achieving any qualification at master's level. I think the additional elements of the Open Masters is really around that desire to widen knowledge, and particularly going back to that view of how do you move to be a more generalist? How do you look to offer skills not just in a particular technical subject to an employer, but equally be able to combine that, say, with underlying business or management knowledge. And it's that view of being able to come into a role where you have skill sets that are related to the technical or specialist area of that particular department, but equally have the managerial and business skill sets to combine with that. All too often you see technical specialists end up in management business roles with sort of little or sort of a lack of business underlying experience and knowledge. So I think, these sort of flexibility of programs really allow people to combine those areas as well as maintain their technical skills at the same time.
Great, thank you. So Jay, what positive things does it say about an employee on their CV when you've got this kind of program?
I think, as Simon says, what it really shows is that a student has got maybe kind of a broader sense of study, and that it might be a bit more generalist, or as we would say, Pam and I, kind of multidisciplinary. And that is also something that one of the terms that we've used in terms of this qualification is about standing out from the crowd. What makes you stand out from the crowd? And sometimes in a job market, that's what you need to do. And so actually, I think that is around nothing but positives of having a qualification like this on your CV or any application process, in that you can talk a lot around your management skills, your leadership skills, if those are the modules that maybe you've done as part of Group 5. I think also the beauty of having Group 5 combined with any of our study areas as well is that you can bring together the sort of the discipline specific skills, but also then link them with project management skills, finance skills, and so that you are really well equipped to start working or to work in a new environment in a really effective manner. But I think also, because you've done master's level study, you've got a lot of critical and analytical thinking underneath underneath the bonnet. You've also got a lot of technical skills around being able to think about working independently, potentially innovatively, working with a lot of self-autonomy. And those, I think, are skills that employers really value. But it also might mean that you're really aware of your own self-development. You're really aware of your own needs as a professional moving forward, because you've created and you've curated a qualification around your personal study skills and also your professional study aspirations. And I think that is something that really will make you stand out from the crowd. And I think that will be a real positive on any application process or the CV.
So what's led to its development and what makes it unique in the sector, Payam?
Yes, well, we regularly monitor and review our curriculum at the OU, and the concept for such an open master's developed as part of this internal process. We know that personal interest and career are primary motivations for postgraduate studies sector-wide, and progression in career, progression to further study, and personal interest are also the main motivators for OU students in undertaking postgraduate study. Now, the popularity of the undergraduate open degree program, a growing sector-wide interest in multidisciplinary studies, and the needs of employers who seek staff with a range of skills were the thinking behind this offer. And of course, we also consulted our existing as well as prospective students. The proposal originated back in 2016, and it considered a scheme which placed emphasis on core study within a specialist area. And the merits of the scheme were that students could combine, for example, 2/3 of their program in, say, arts, humanities, languages, technology, business, or law, with a freer choice of a further third of their qualification in professional development modules as a means of addressing some of the career development as well as subject-specific needs of our students. Further discussions within university noted that a non-dissertation option that would be equivalent to the open degree at undergraduate level would appeal to students. Now, for us, the priority was to ensure that the framework for the qualification retained this key employability focus while allowing flexibility in choice of modules and study options, and also met quality standards set out by the Quality Assurance Agency for Higher Education, that's the QAA. So as we approached the OU's 50th birthday, it felt the right time to present the qualification. It's a distinctive offer which emphasizes the OU's strengths. It capitalizes on the long-standing reputation of the undergraduate open degree program, and the framework is quite unique. There are relatively few multidisciplinary masters in the sector, both in the UK and overseas, and while these typically offer combined or joint programs of study that focus mainly on 2 or 3 areas, the liberal arts, for example, none, as far as we're aware, offers such an extensive breadth and scope of curriculum choice to students, or indeed have a dual focus on employment and lifelong learning. The OU is also uniquely placed in terms of its existing infrastructure, governance and delivery in being able to offer quality master's level study by distance learning, which is accessible not only to OU graduates, but to wider global and part-time students. Now, this requires quite a lot of coordination and collaboration between the faculties and centres within the OU, which again is quite unique in the sector and resonates with the mission and core values of the university.
Simon, could you tell us why the flexible approach of this Masters is useful to employers?
I think the world of work is changing rapidly, and particularly over the last couple of months has changed dramatically. And I think employers, above all, are going to be looking moving forward for a wide range of flexibility. It's more about looking at high-level generalists rather than possibly over-focused specialists. And so this ability with the open masters to build a wide range of knowledge at a very high level, it aligns perfectly with those future employee requirements.
So how long has the OU offered this qualification?
The qualification, the program was launched in 2018 with its first take of students in October of that year. The nature of the curriculum offer and the different presentation patterns mean that students can register on modules and link these to the qualification at various points of the year. So we have lots of onboarding opportunities for our students, the main ones being in October, November, February, April and May. Our most popular subjects typically have an October or a February start.
Great. So PIAM, it's a fairly new program, as Jay has said. How many people are currently studying for their Masters?
Well, we've got just over 440 students who've linked to the qualification. That means they've got some prior study, approved credit transfer, or planned study towards the MSc Open. Some of these students are either in between or taking a break from their studies. So 365 are currently actively studying towards their Masters.
Oh, okay, so what type of person then is typically taking this degree, and why are they taking it?
Well, it seems to be appealing to quite a broad range of people. It's particularly relevant to those who've previously had experience of interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary degree, and we've mentioned some of these students from the undergraduate open degree program as well, and also to those whose subject background differs from their career pathway. So it gives these students the opportunity to consolidate and further develop subject area knowledge, expand their prior learning, and the ability to explore further professional development within the qualification. We've also touched upon the fact that it also suits those who are perhaps not interested in pursuing a research project as part of their master's degree, but would prefer to undertake professional development modules that suit specifically their career goals. So those particular people are coming along to the Open Masters. In terms of module choices and designated areas, study areas 1 and 2, education, psychology, health sciences and healthcare, and arts, humanities, music and language have been very popular with students so far.
Okay, so Jay, what about if the students already have prior postgraduate educational study under their belts? Can that be counted?
Yes, Martin, that can be counted. Students can apply to transfer credits gained from master's level study undertaken at another institution towards this qualification in line with usual rules and procedures. We have an excellent credit transfer website. Credit transfer requests remain subject to approval by the program director and what we have as an open board of studies, which is part of our governance body for this qualification. It's worth noting transferred credit must also align with one of our 4 areas of specialism for the masters.
Okay, so what is the structure of the program?
The framework offers both career-driven, so professional interest, and academic, personal interest routes through the qualification. And a student can specialise in one of our 4 broadly related academic study areas. So for 2/3 of the qualification, or 120 credits, towards the master's study, they can focus in one of the 4 following areas. So we have study area 1, which is arts, humanity, music, language. We have study area 2, education, psychology, health science and healthcare. Study area 3, science, technology, engineering and mathematics. And study area 4, business, finance, human resources and law. The remaining, so the 1/3, 60 credits of their study, can be from any area, including the further professional development modules, which is group 5, which has modules in leadership, management, strategy, innovation, as well as kind of continuing professional development amongst others. One of these modules is a unique module that we're currently developing for the MA, MSc. And this module will allow students to integrate their learning across different subjects should they choose to. The 30 credit module YXM 830, called Advance Your Independent Learning, will be available from February 2021 as part of Group 5, further professional development modules within the MA, MSc. The module, which can be taken at any point within the qualification, allows students to carry out a structured critical investigation into a specific theme and topic of their choice, briefed by their tutor, leading to an output that addresses a specific question, the title of the investigation that they will carry out. The output will vary, but can include a report, an audio-visual piece, a slide cast, poster, presentation, or infographic, along with a lay summary and a reflective piece, which can constitute the final assessment. Details of the module and registration information can be found online. For this qualification, the MA MSc, we've also developed a qualification study plan as a specific resource to help students check their understanding of options available in researching which options they want to pursue, the route, the module choice, and when, and to kind of look and plan the timelines of their study, planning which module to start with and where necessary, prompting further discussions with an advisor on their study choices.
Hi, how does this differ from a traditional master's degree?
Well, that depends on your definition of traditional. We've already talked a bit about what makes the qualification unique in the sector. The program is different from a named degree that focuses just on a single subject, in that it's intended for students with broader interests in several fields, or those whose career goals don't match fully with a single academic area. In those terms, the qualification supports students who are seeking a master's degree that offers breadth of skills and knowledge across traditional boundaries, and it's therefore not a substitute for specialized training within a single area. However, the framework was also designed to allow students who enroll on the program complete a module within one of the 4 main study areas and find that they'd like to specialize just within that discipline, say art history or computing, and complete a project or dissertation within that area to be able to do so. They can do this by transferring across to that named master's degree. So you see a lot of thought went into designing the qualification and also having it externally and internally assessed. One of the challenges was to ensure that students have sufficient skills to undertake study in the areas they wish to pursue. Now, the framework takes this into account. A student's first degree would be expected to align with one of the 4 broadly related academic study areas, and at least 2/3 of their masters will focus on this area. This is the designated area of specialism for their MA MSc Open. If there are any individual module entry requirements or prerequisites, that's requirement for a specific study order or access to a particular work setting and so on, these need to be separately met where they apply. The OU has also developed a free badged open course on OpenLearn called Succeeding in Postgraduate Study to support students who wish to move on to masters. This is available to all students around the world, not just OU students, although its focus is on UK higher education. In terms of the type of masters, This taught programme falls under specialised or advanced study, which is a Category 2 Master's qualification as defined by the Quality Assurance Agency. It's not a Research Master's or a Professional Practice Master's degree, which are Category 1 or Category 3.
Thank you. So, Jay, you mentioned Group 5, the further professional development modules. So what exactly are they? Can you tell us a bit more about them?
Yeah, certainly, Martin. This Group 5 professional development modules are a group of modules that are very employer focused, and they are made up of either 15 credit or 30 credit modules. And we ask students to do, if they're taking Group 2, to do 60 credits within this particular structure of the qualification. And these modules are a wide range of choices, from things like project management, and they cover topics like leadership and finance. And they're really modules where students can think about the world of work, think about the jobs that they're doing now and the jobs that they might want to do in the future. And they're really something that I think also speak to the types of students who want to do this qualification, as well as be potentially what you might call oven ready, ready for work, maybe ready for a promotion, ready to look maybe at a new job or a new role within an organization. And I think these modules are something that are a really great partnership between an employer and an employee, that they can help talk about the workplace right now, but also the workplace in the future.
So, Simon, the Open University offers a wide range of courses and options to reskill and upskill staff. Mm-hmm. How are you able to help employers navigate through the options and find the right mix of solutions?
Yes, indeed. We offer a wide variety of learning options, both formal and informal. And it's really that question of finding suitable courses to fit everyone's needs, because it's not every employee that will want to do an open master's course, but it's really focusing on adjusting or being able to offer a wide portfolio of options that suit to an employer, that suit employees' needs at multiple different levels at particular different times. So the flexible approach we have really allows learners to change courses for their study as they progress through. So it's not as if an open master's is locked at the start of the course. So there's flexibility there, and it allows them to explore new subject areas or enhance their knowledge, which may be far more closely aligned to particular forthcoming opportunities or career goals. To the employer, I think the real advantage here is we're able to utilize these different choices of course options to build programs that suit multiple employees. So you're able to offer something from an informal level to every employee, and then equally build things that are more focused on those employees that you wish to develop into more senior roles, for example.
So finally, Jay, can you just tell us how employers can find out more about the Open degree and the MA MSc Open?
Certainly. So on our what we call Study the OU, so the Open University website, if you have a look for the MA MSc Open, we have our webpage, we have our online prospectus about this qualification, and it lays out all of the different pathways and the routes for the qualification, and it presents all of the different modules that we have as part of the framework in terms of their study areas and their groupings as well. So it's quite straightforward for students to be able to see the quite wide range of modules that we have available to study as part of this qualification.
Great, thank you. Well, that just leaves me to wrap up this podcast. I'd just like to thank today's panel of Jay Rickson, Payam Rezai and Simon Tyndall. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for listening. To find out more about how the OU works with businesses, go to open.ac.uk/business.